Hello Year 6 and welcome to Thursday's maths lesson. First thing to say is you have done amazingly well over the last few days. I have given you some really tricky learning and I know some of you have found it a challenge, but you've kept going, you've persevered. I'm really proud of each and every one of you. I've seen all of you working out and you've done an amazing job. Okay, so we're moving on today. We're actually going to start algebra, but before we do, I want to warm our brains up. So I've just got a little challenge for you to have a go at to warm your brain up and get your brain going and using all the operations, which is what you're going to need to do today. So you've got a number at the top. So this number is 42, and then you've got to do all of these things. So you start with 42 and then divide by 6, that would give you 7. Then you multiply that answer by 2, add 26 to that answer, and so on. So pause the video now and have a little go at this to warm your brain up. Okay, so let's see if we've all got the same answer at the bottom. So you have got 42 divided by 6 would give me 7. Then 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. Then add 26, so that would take me to 20, so that would be 40. Multiplied by 12, so I could do 4 times 12, which is 48. I put my 0 back on. Then divide it by 60, so that would give me 8. And then multiply that by 2, which is 16. Divide that by 4, so 16 divided by 4 is 4. Multiply that by 5, which is 20. And then I've got to multiply 20 by 19, so I can do 2 times 19, which is 38, and put my 0 back on. So the answer would have been 380, if I'm right. Okay, so that was to get your brains going and get them warmed up. So today then, we are going to have a look at algebraic equations. Now it sounds more complicated than it is. So the page you are looking at today is page 26. So it looks like this in your book. Okay, so page 26 we are looking at today. Now, we're going to do a little bit together, then I'm going to ask you to do sections of your book. So the first bit is number sequences. So you've got to look at the number sequence and then you've got to write a rule. So to do this, you need to work out whether something has been added or taken away. And you can tell that, whether it's add or take away, by if it's going up or if it's going down. So my first one goes 6, 10, 14, 18, 22. So I know the numbers that are going up. So straight away, I know that something is being added. So now I'm going to have a look and see what is being added each time. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 4. But I need to check all of them. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's 4 again. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 4 again. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 4. So I can safely say that the rule for this sequence is to add 4. Okay? So what I would like you to do now is I'd like you to pause the video and in your purple book, have a go at this number sequence. And then we will go through it together to make sure that we're completely confident. Okay, so pause the video now and have a go at this one. So the first thing then that I would have done is I can tell that it's going up because the numbers are getting bigger. So again, it is an add. So then 10, 11, 12, 13, so add 6. Oh, add 6 again. Add 6. Add 6. So I know that the rule for this one is to add 6. So now what I would like you to do is go to your book and I'd like you to complete section 1 in your book. So this section here, and it's just exactly what we've just done together. So pause the video and complete that section. Right, so the next section then. So the next section, I'm going to go through some questions really similar to this one. So this is exactly like the question that you've got in your book, and I'm just going to show you how to do it. So Farmer McStraw has, now this time, instead of a number, a triangle's been used. Now that triangle could mean any number. It could mean 5, it could mean 7, it could mean 25, it could mean 1,000,000, it could mean any number. Okay, so that's all that triangle means. Chickens. So then it tells you that Farmer McKay has 5 times as many chickens as Farmer McStraw. So however many chickens Farmer McStraw has, Farmer McKay has 5 times that amount. Okay. So then it tells you if Farmer McStraw has 14 chickens, I'm going to highlight that for myself because I know that's a really important number in this question. Has 14 chickens, how many chickens does Farmer McKay have? Okay, so I know from the first bit of the question that Farmer McKay has 5 times as many. So I need to multiply 14 by 5. So I know how to do my multiplication. I'm going to use 14. I'm going to use short multiplication. So I'm going to do 14 multiplied by 5. Okay, so 5 times 4 is 20. 1 times 5 is 5, plus 2 is 7. So he has 70 chickens. Okay, so your question then is really similar to that one. So use that to help you. And then the second part says, write a formula to show the number of chickens Farmer McStraw has compared to Farmer McKay. Okay, so it's the triangle then. So it's whatever number that Farmer McStraw has multiplied by 5. Okay, so whatever number multiplied by 5. So have a look at question 2 now. It's really similar to that one we've been through together. And you can work out, so this time Farmer McKay has 3 times as many. So it's really similar. So you can use what we've just done together to help you. Right, so section 3. I'm going to give you a couple of tips to help you answer section 3. So you've got letters this time. Now all of your letters are an A. So that just means that the A can be any number at all. So it just means any number. If that was just a blank box, it just means like a blank box. So you've got to find the number that should go where A is. So 5 plus A is 14. So to work out what A would be, I would do 14 take away 5, and that would be 9. Okay, so I'd use the inverse. I'd use the opposite of add, which is take away, to work out that number. Now I could check it, so put 9 there. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I know I've got it right. So the A just means missing number. So this time you've got missing number divided by 7 equals 8. So again, I'm going to use the inverse. So I'm going to do 8 multiplied by 7. Okay, so 8 multiplied by 7. So 8 sevens are 56. I could check it, use my sevens to see if 56 divided by 7 is 8. And then finally, another one that you've got is just like this. So A multiplied by 9 is 36. So A just means missing number. So to find the missing number, I'm going to use the inverse, which is divide. So 36 divided by 9. So 9, 18, 27, 36. That would be 4. So then I can put it there, check it. So 4 times 9 is that 36. 9, 18, 27, 36. Yes, it is. Okay, so your questions on this section, on the next section, on section 3, are really, really similar to those ones that we have just been through together. So you can pause the video now and have a little go at section 3. Right, finally then, well, the final 2 sections then, you've got, again, to use the inverse. So you've got, I'm thinking of a number. If I halve it and take away 6, I get 4. What number am I thinking of? So again, you've got to use the inverse. So I've got to work backwards. So I've got 4. So the inverse of take away is add. And the inverse of half, so the opposite of half, is to double. So I'm going to work backwards. So 4, so I'm going to go back to add 6, so that gives me 10. And then I've got to double it, so that gives me 20. So now I'm going to check it. So check that 20 was my number. So 20, so half of 20 is 10. Take away 6 is 4. So I've got it right, it's 20. So just work backwards. So I've got another one of those that I would like you to pause the video and have a go at. So I am thinking of a number. If I double it and take away 9, so if I double it and take away 9, I get 7. What is the number I'm thinking of? So I want you to pause the video now, work backwards. So what's the inverse of take away? What's the inverse or opposite of double? And see if you can work backwards and think of the missing number. Okay, so if I work backwards, so the opposite of take away is add, the inverse is add, and the inverse of double is to half. So I'm going to go 7 and I'm going to add 9. So that gives me 16. And then I've got to half it. So I think the number is 8. Let's check. So see if you got, did you get 8? So let's check. Double 8 is 16. 16 take away 9 is 7. Okay, so 16 take away 9 is 7. So I've worked it out. So your next part you can have a go at now is section 4. That is just like the ones we've just done, thinking of a number. Finally then, you've got some number sequences that you've got to complete. So a little bit like the beginning, you've got to complete these. So the first job is to find out what's being added or taken away. So on this one, I've got 245 to 236, so it must be a takeaway one. So 245 in my head, takeaway until I get is takeaway 9. So for each of these, I've got to take away 9. So 236 take away 9 would be 227. Take away 6 would be 221. Take away another 6 would be 215. And take away another 6 would be 209. Okay, so what I would like you to do now is pause the video and fill in these gaps for me. So work out what's being taken away and fill in the gaps. Okay, so you should have had a go at that one. So I've got to get from 419 to 407. So that is taking away 12. Is that what you got? So then I've got to take away another 12. So this is going to take me over into the next 100. So take away 10 would take me to 397. So 395. So then 383. 371, then 359. Okay, so see how you did. So that's for the final section then. So your final section on this page, you've got to complete this number sequence. Okay, so work out what has been added or taken away and then continue the number sequence. You'll know when you get to this one if you've been adding or taking away correctly. So I hope you enjoyed our little introduction to algebra, and I'm looking forward to seeing your work. Keep up this amazing hard work. You are doing so well.